So hello everyone, Namaskar. Welcome back to the informative biology live session on the beautiful platform of Adhyalay. So today we are going to talk about classification, taxonomy. Okay. So before we start about classification, we need to learn about what? Characters of living organisms, which we were talking about yesterday. Right? याद है सबको? Can we recall? Can we recall? This is very easy chapter, right? The first chapter, very easy chapter. Can you all recall क्या क्या सीखा था हमने? Characteristics of living organism, ये सीखा था हमने, right? Characteristics of living organisms. Yes, yes. So इसमें मैंने कितने characteristics बताए आपको? Growth सीखा था हमने, reproduction हमने सीख लिया था. Then metabolism also I think we had discussed. Yes. फिर दो और characteristics थे. What were they? Cellular organization. याद करो. Cellular organization. And what was the other one? The other one was what? Consciousness. Yes, this was done in yesterday's class. Yes. तो हमने सीखा था growth एक characteristics है living organism का, but it is not a defining feature. Why? Because it has some exceptions. Remember? हमने डिस्कस किया था कि हम नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स में भी ग्रोथ देखते हैं, राइट? व्हाट अबाउट रिप्रोडक्शन? रिप्रोडक्शन इसमें भी हमने एक्सेप्शन देखा. वी सॉ फ्यू लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, जैसे कि आपका इनफर्टाइल कपल्स, राइट? इनफर्टाइल कपल्स दे कैन नॉट रिप्रोड्यूस, है ना? फिर मेटाबॉलिज्म में क्या सीखा था? दैट इट इज सम टोटल ऑफ ऑल द रिएक्शंस व्हिच टेक प्लेस इन योर सेल. तो ये एनाबॉलिज्म प्लस कैटाबॉलिज्म था, याद है ना? चलो यहां से कंटिन्यू करते हैं मेटाबॉलिज्म से. तो मेटाबॉलिज्म इज सम ऑफ ऑल द रिएक्शंस टेकिंग प्लेस इन द सेल्स ऑफ द बॉडी. आपके सेल में सिंथेसिस भी होता है, ब्रेक डाउन भी होता है. सिंथेसिस वाले प्रोसेस को क्या बोलते हो? सिखाया था, एनाबॉलिज्म. एंड ब्रेक डाउन वाले प्रोसेस को क्या बोलते हो? इट इज कैटाबॉलिज्म, राइट? यस. सो दैट इज एनाबॉलिज्म एंड कैटाबॉलिज्म. फिर एक और कॉन्सेप्ट सीखा था कि मान लो आप आपकी बॉडी में होने वाले प्रोसेस को लैब में कर रहे हो. यू आर डूइंग इट इन अ लैब, है ना? एक टेस्ट ट्यूब ले लिया, जार ले लिया, एंड वहां पे क्या किया? एक्सपेरिमेंट किया. तो ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स कर रहे हो फॉर एग्जाम्पल. तो आप बॉडी के बाहर करते हो. बॉडी के बाहर जो भी करते हो उसको क्या बोलते हो? इन विट्रो. व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट? इन विट्रो, मतलब आउटसाइड द बॉडी. तो अगर बॉडी के बाहर आपने कुछ करा तो आप इसको क्या बोलोगे? इसको क्या नाम दोगे? Will you call it as a living organism? Na. What will you call it? You will call it as a living reaction. आप इसको living reaction बोलोगे. Living organism बिल्कुल नहीं बोल सकते क्योंकि वो बॉडी के बाहर हो रहा है. But surely it is a living reaction. Cool? Yes. And we had also learned कि metabolism हमारा defining property होता है. क्यों? Because you don't get exception here. है ना? यहाँ पे एक्सेप्शन नहीं होता. कूल. तो एक ट्रिक है आपका, कैसे याद रखोगे कैटाबॉलिज्म तोड़ना है? कैटा इज मेड अप ऑफ व्हाट वर्ड? काटा. इसको अच्छे से पढ़ो. काटा. कैन यू रीड इट प्रॉपरली? व्हाट इज इट? काटा. सो काटा इज व्हाट? कटिंग, राइट? काटा इज रिलेटेड टू कटिंग. Cut means what? Breaking it into multiple parts, right? So catabolism means what? Breakdown. And the another one is anabolism, which is synthesis process. Got it? Is it clear? Yes? Okay. So that's that. Now coming forward, you have next characteristic, cellular organization. So cellular organization, who does not know it, right? Everyone knows what cellular organization is. Chapter cell, chapter number 8 of class 11th. It's there, right? I have taught you this also. Yes, in previous classes. So cell has a theory, cell theory, right? What is cell theory? You must have learnt it in your 10th standard, right? Or 9th standard. Given by Sheldon and Shawn. It's there in 11th standard also. That all the plants and animals are made up of cells and its products, right? Every new cell arises from the pre-existing cells, right? Anything less than a cell cannot be called as living. Anything less than a cell cannot be called as living, right? So that is the cell theory, which we have learned in 9th standard also, and it is there in 11th standard also, chapter number 8, right? So what this talks about, cellular organization, it tells you that we all are made up of cells. Group of cells makes tissues, group of tissues make organs, and group of organs make organ system. Very simple, basic thing. What it tries to tell you is that if a tissue is doing any function, how is it able to do that function? By the interaction between the cells, right? When you have interaction between the cells, they perform some task. When do you have an organ functioning? For example, your heart is functioning. So how your heart is functioning? The tissues which are there in the heart, they are interacting with each other, and then your heart starts to function. How does your organ system function? For example, respiratory system. It is consisting of several organs, right? Yes or no? You have lungs, blood vessels, blood, nostril, pharynx, larynx, trachea. All these work together. Yes or no? Then only you call it as organ system, because a group of organ that is interacting with each other, and only then you can call it as an organ system. So what it is trying to tell you is, just relate it with cell theory and then say that every function which you get is due to the interaction between their constituents, whatever they are made up of. If tissue is made up of cell, then how tissue is able to function? By the interaction between the cells. How an organ is able to function? It is made up of tissue. So by the interaction of tissue, the organ is able to function. Got it? So that is a line given in NCERT. Yes, interaction, very important. है ना? If a cell is functioning, cell is made up of organelle, right? Cell organelle. So how a cell will be able to function? When its cell organelles are interacting. Then if I tell you, this is the same thing, right? If it is a tissue, how a tissue will function? By interaction between the cells. Same thing I said. If you consider one cell organelle, even a cell organelle is functioning, right? Your nucleus is a cell organelle. You know it, right? Golgi apparatus, that is a cell organelle. You know it, right? Endoplasmic reticulum, a cell organelle. Even a single cell organelle, if it has to function, it has to do interaction. So if it is cell organelle, what is cell organelle made up of? Some molecules, right? Some molecular constituents are there. So when there is interaction between the molecular constituents of the cell organelle function. Otherwise, they will not be able to function. So what was the key term here? What was the key term here? That the organelles, they function by the interaction of molecular constituents, cell that function by the interaction of cell organelle, tissue that function by the interaction of cells, organ that function by the interaction of tissues, organ system that function by the interaction of organs. Got it? Cool. So we all are made up of these things. Anyone does not agree with me what I am saying? We all are made up of this, right? Do we have any exception? Can you find any living organism who does not have a cell? At least one single cell? No. If it is living, it should have at least a single cell, right? So even this was not having any exception, and that's the reason why even this was defining feature. Okay, your cellular organization, this is what? Defining property of living organism. I told you, right? What is a defining property? Defining property is a character which does not have exception or least amount of exception. Okay, got it? In yesterday's class, I had given you a task. Do you remember that task? I had told you that you and a dog, you are in a closed room and it's very hot. Current is there, power is there, but switch is off. Current is there, AC is there, fan is there, but the switch to control that is off. Right? That was my question. No, that you are in a closed room with a dog and you are there. Power is there, AC is there, it's very hot. I had asked you to find out the responses. What the dog will do in the closed room and what you will do in the closed room. What the dog will do and what you will do in the closed room. What dog will do? If it is very hot, what will dog do? Dog will start panting. Dog will start doing this, right? It's very hot. That is the way dogs do what? Dogs calm themselves, cool themselves, right? But what human beings will do? He knows the power is there. He knows AC is there. He knows that switch is off. So what will human beings do? Human beings will turn the switch on. Got it? Human being is also feeling that it is hot. Hai this human beings will also do, but he will also turn the switch on. That dog will not do. Okay? Right. Yeah, you were correct, Raj. Yes. Cool. So, the next property, introducing you to the next property, and that is consciousness. Okay? So, consciousness deals with responding to the external stimuli, right? Whatever external stimuli you get. If I tell you, what is your name, my dear? So you respond to me, my name is this, right? Yes, someone slaps you. If you are in a position to slap him back, you will do that. If you are not in that position, you will get angry, no? Oh, this person is, slapping me. That is again one kind of response, right? So we respond to the external stimuli. If there is any living organism, they will respond to the external stimuli. Got it? Yes? Human beings like us, we are having higher level of consciousness, and that is self-consciousness. Got it? I told you one example now. Switching on. Dog is not doing it, but you are doing it. That is self-consciousness. Higher level of consciousness. We can think more. Other animals cannot think like us. They cannot respond like us. Right? We have higher level of consciousness. That's self-consciousness. When you get angry, you realize that you are angry. When you get angry, you realize, right, that yeah, I am angry now. When you get sad, you realize that you are sad. but that self-realization is not there in other animals. है ना? They don't know that they are angry. You know how beautiful it is. They themselves do not know that they are angry or they are sad. That self-consciousness is not there in them. They respond to external stimuli, right? But they don't know actually what is going on in them. Cool. So that is there in us, self-consciousness. So think about it. It has any exception? Every living organism responds to external stimuli in some or other way. Okay, in some or the other way, every living organism responds. Okay, every living organism responds to the external stimuli. So obviously, since it has very limited chance of exception, it is also a defining property. So, what all are defining properties? Metabolism, then consciousness, cellular organization. These are three what? Defining property. Growth and reproduction, they are the characteristics, but they are not the defining property because we have some exceptions, right? Now in your NCERT, as you know that in the exam, every year in the NEET exam, what is happening? They are moving towards only NCERT. This year question, if you have seen, you might have seen that all questions are from NCERT, right? So we should know each and every line and word of NCERT. So there is a question there. Okay, there is a patient and that patient is in coma, right? There is a patient who is in coma. Will you call that person as living or dead? Think. You will call that person as living or dead? Obviously living, है ना? The person should be living only, na? Otherwise, why are we paying so much to the hospital people? For a dead body, why will we pay so much? Right? You keep paying the hospital people, right? The person who is in coma. Yes or no? So obviously, this strikes to your mind that the person is living. But of course, person is brain dead because he is not responding to you, right? What you are saying. Yes? So he is brain dead definitely, but metabolism is going on, right, inside the body. Cellular organization is there, right? Cells, tissues, organ system, all of it. They all are there, my dear children, right? And that's the reason why patients who are in coma, they all are living, but yeah, of course, brain dead. Anytime that consciousness, they can get back, right? Three Idiots movie you must have watched, na? In Three Idiots movie, yes, he was in coma when he fell down from the terrace. Yes, I think 4 multi-story building was there, na? His institute. From his institute, he jumped off, right? Yes. So these are the characteristics which we have learned. I hope it is very much clear to you. So what are the characteristics? Yaad ho gaya? You all remember it? Growth, reproduction, metabolism, growth, reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization, and what? Final one? Consciousness. है ना? Garam chai coffee. You can remember that way. है ना? Garam. Garam is hot. If anyone does not know Hindi, garam means hot. Okay? Garam masala and all, you know, right? Garam. Chai, coffee. Okay? Garam, kettle and coffee. In the kettle, you have coffee. That way you can remember. Garam, kettle, coffee. So these are the characteristics. Out of these, which are defining character? Metabolism, cellular organization, and what? Consciousness. Cool, cool, cool. Moving forward. So this was the characteristics of living organism. है ना? Now, we realize that living organisms are self-replicating, right? We replicate, na? Our cells replicate, right? Prokaryotes, they are self-replicating. Yes, we are evolving. We have to evolve, otherwise we will not be surviving, right? This COVID thing has come now. Those who are going to survive for the next, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, we all are going to get evolved. है ना? Now, corona will not do anything to us because we have developed the immunity. if we survive this corona, that means we are going to develop the immunity in our body, right? Our immune cells, they will become active. So obviously people, living organisms are evolving day by day, year by year, right? It is self-regulating interactive system, है ना? We are regulating ourselves कि this should be there, this should not be there, I should eat this, I should not eat this, है ना? Then we are capable to respond to external stimuli. So this is, just the summary ki how to define living organism. They are self-replicating, evolving. They are self-regulating interactive system, capable to respond to external stimuli. If someone else is asking you ki I want to know more about it, then you will explain everything. You will tell, okay, sit down, I'm going to explain everything to you. Then you will explain garam kettle coffee. ठीक है? Cool? Now, coming to the diversity, my dear. In this beautiful world, there are so many species out there, right? So that diversity of living organism, you call it as biodiversity. Cool. So what is biodiversity? All the living organisms which are present on this beautiful earth. Number and types of organisms present on earth. The number, variety of organism which you get on earth, that is what? Biodiversity. Right? Yes, that is biodiversity. Cool. So that's the biodiversity, number and types of organisms present on earth, and according to NCERT data, it is 1.7 to 1.8 million. NCERT data, my children, please remember it. If you search on Google now, out of curiosity, ki I want to know the biodiversity, you will get so many. The number will be so high. Okay? But when it comes to exam, please do remember NCERT data. Don't become so curious and do negative in the exam. Don't do that. So what is the data? 1.7 to 1.8 million. At max, what they can do is, the million value, they can give in lakhs. So you know, right? 1 million is 10 lakh. You know this, na? 1 million is 10 lakh. So 1.7 to 1.8 million means 17 lakh to 18 lakhs. Got it? Little maths here. Cool. So that's the diversity in the living world, 1.7 to 1.8 million. Now, you have this, in front of you on the screen. Can someone tell me what is this? What does it look like? Quickly, Very easy chapter, so quickly we will do. Just a quick question. What does it look like? It looks like a parrot. Bird. Very nice. ठीक है. So how are you answering it? How are you answering it? That it is like a parrot? How are you answering like it is a parrot? The moment you see it, right, you try to compare, right? You try to compare the characteristics. Have you seen this creature before? Have you ever come across this kind of feature before, or this type of character before? You will say, yeah. Your mind will say, yes. I have observed the characters like beak, wings are there, pooch, tail is there, right? Maybe in a zoo you have watched it, right? So what happens? Based on the characters, the first thing which you want to do is, or the first thing which you do is identification. And this question is the favorite question. Okay? They ask you, what is the first thing in taxonomy? Okay. So what's the first thing? What is the first step? Identification. Now in so many side books, reference book, there will be so many things. Please ignore them. Description, characterization, and blah, 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 all those things. Please ignore those things. In the answer key, always identification is the answer. So there, the people who will be correcting your paper, the answer will be identification there also. Okay? So we don't have to, become so smart by reading so many reference book and doing negatives. Cool? According to NCERT, it is identification. Of course. First thing is you see the character to identify, है ना? You see characters to identify the organism. So the first step is what? Identification. And later on you identify it. You try to classify them in different category. And obviously after classifying, it should have a name, right? You have a name, right? Swati, Gautam. You have a name, Shyam, Azam, Anusha, Raj. You all have got a name. Yes? So we have to give them a proper name. ठीक है? Yes. All right. Bunny is here itself. He is enjoying. ठीक है? He is also enjoying the class. All right. I'll show you Bunny in the end. All right. So that's that. So now we are going to do something like this. Because there are so many species out there, na? 1.7 to 1.8 million. How are we going to learn about them? That is all about what? Taxonomy. है ना? Taxonomy will help us in learning different types of species easily. So in taxonomy, what do you have? You do classification, identification, nomenclature. And that's how taxonomy help us in studying the species. है ना? So what is classification? What is the use of it, man? It makes our study easier, right? I am a human being. You? आप क्या हो? What are you? You are also a human being, right? We all are categorized into the same category. You become a doctor. The doctor doesn't keep going to each and every person to study about them. They just have a book, right? And they study human anatomy, human physiology, which you will also be studying. Human physiology is there, right? The 5th unit of class 11, that is human physiology. Do you go to each and every individual to study about them? No, right? So that's how classification makes our study easier. At one place, you can study about so many organisms if it belongs to one species, right? We all belong to one species. We all are human beings, right? So before, it has been happening from so many days ago, so many years ago, it has been happening, right? So early days, previous days, we used to classify that time also, but we were not using science, है ना? We were not knowing only science. Then how could we use this, right? So early days, we classified, but the way of classification was what? It was based on uses. The classification was based on uses, है ना? कि I can use this for eating purpose, so I will classify it into eating category. Okay, like that they used to classify. Like you have 3 basic requirements, right? Food, shelter, and cloth, right? Roti, kapda, makan. So depending on that, earlier classification was done based on our uses. But slowly, gradually, we started to become curious and we started to use science. So slowly scientific classification started to be done. And that scientific classification is nothing but taxonomy. Got it? So taxonomy is your scientific basis of classification. Got it? Now, in taxonomy, what are we doing? Identification, classification, nomenclature. Now I am more curious. I really want to know about your father, about your grandfather, about their father, about their father. I am very curious. So what I am going to do now? I am doing evolutionary relationship, right? I am studying about phylogeny, how actually we have come, from where we have come. We are gonna study the evolution. Now, if you include evolution in your study, in your classification, that is your systematics. Can you see the process? Early one based on uses, tuck, 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 right? Food, cloth, shelter, done, done, done. Then little scientific classification, taxonomy. And in the taxonomy, if you included phylogeny, the meaning of phylogeny is evolutionary relationship, that is called as systematics. So can I say systematics is equal to taxonomy plus phylogeny? Will I be wrong if I say this? Bilkul nahi. I will be completely right. Okay. So this is the classification sequence. Okay. Got it? So if anyone wants to know the definition of taxonomy, you are more than welcome to read it out. What is it? Classifying living organism into various groups based on their characteristics according to some principles है ना, of identification, nomenclature and classification. We will have some rule to identify them, to name them, to classify them. Depending on that, we are classifying living organisms. ठीक है? So this branch of study is called as taxonomy. What is systematics? You know it, what is systematics. Little bit more. It has been made up of two words. Can you see it? Systematics. Here systema is a Latin word, my dear. Bio mein everywhere you get Latin word, Greek word. Right? You know why? You know why we use Latin word and Greek words most of the time? Because they are which type of language? They are dead language. Okay. In English, you might be knowing, right? One word has multiple meaning. Synonyms are there. Hai ki nahi? One word can have multiple meanings. So in biology, if we start using English, one thing will mean several things, right? That's why we try to use Latin word, because Latin word, one word has one meaning. One word has one meaning. So systema is a Latin word which means systematic arrangement of organism. Systematic arrangement of organism. So what it includes? It includes taxonomy plus phylogeny. Taxonomy plus phylogeny. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, let's say you have become a taxonomist. है ना? After a few years, let's say you have become a taxonomist. You had very much interest in studying about new species and all. So when you become a taxonomist, you are modern taxonomist, right? So what will you be looking at? What will you be looking at in the species? The moment you see, the moment you look at it, you will look at what? The external structure. You will look at what? The internal structure. If you study the external structure, you call it as morphology. Logy is study and morpho is external structure, right? If you study the internal structure, you call it as anatomy. Not only this, you will also look at structure of cell, how the cell structure is. You will also see how they got developed. What is the developmental process? For us, we all got developed from zygote, right? Zygote got divided. If you had little interest in biology, you might be knowing that zygote got divided and made what? Morula, blastula, and gastrula, and so many other things, right? So that is how we developed. Okay, so for every species, you have to study the developmental process and then ecological information. You can see here itself, right? Ecological information. For example, in South, Western Ghat, there is a place called as Dandeli, okay, in Karnataka. That's very much famous for bird watching. People go there to watch birds. Different kind of birds you will get there, right? So getting to know their ecological information, like where exactly they are found more, which means what is the suitable and favorable habitat for them, right? So you will look for the ecological information of that particular species, where it is found more. So if you become a taxonomist, and if you don't become also the taxonomists which are there now in India and in the entire world, what they look at, if they are studying any species, morphology, anatomy, structure of cell, how it is getting developed, developmental process, and ecological information. My dear, it is NCERT line. Please remember it. Okay? Modern taxonomic studies include morphology, anatomy, structure of cell, developmental process, ecological information. Please keep it in mind. I hope you will. Right? Yes? So that's modern taxonomic studies. All right? Cool. So we could identify how many species? Do you remember? 1.8 million, right? 18 lakh. We could identify. We had to name how many species? 1.8 million species. We had to classify them, right? We had found out how many species. Biodiversity was 1.7 to 1.8 million. Biodiversity was 1.7 to 1.8 million. So we had to identify them, we had to name them, we had to classify them. Okay. So when it comes to classification, in chapter 2, biological classification, which we are going to learn soon, we will see that we classified organisms into 2 kingdoms, 3 kingdoms, 4, 5, and 6. Got it? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 kingdom. But the one which we use most, the most accepted kingdom system is, you know what? 5 kingdom classification, which was given by Whitaker, R.H. Whitaker. Okay, so we classified all types of species which are found into 5 kingdom. Hope you know. Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. Got it? Yes, there were other kingdoms also. If you do not know it, don't worry. In biological classification, I will be teaching. The 2 kingdom classification was given by Linnaeus, 3 by Haeckel, 4 kingdom by Copeland, and 6 by Carl Woese. Nothing to worry. Nothing to worry when I will be teaching that. I will teach you everything. Cool? So that is classification. We have to classify them. But one concept I would like you to know is, it is there in class 12th also. Okay? And the concept is, when you prepare for any competitive exam or for anything if you prepare, right, we should try to connect concepts. We should not think that 11th has 22 chapters and 12th has 16 chapters, making it 38 chapters. Don't ever think like that. Always think it is one chapter. Try to connect everything and then see the beauty of biology. You will start connecting and you will feel that, yeah, only data we need to remember. Other than that, bio is very easy. Okay? So you had how many species with you according to NCERT? It is 1.7 to 1.8 million. You know? By general, matlab common sense if you apply, which one do you feel is more? I am dividing it into 2, okay? I am dividing 1.7 into 1.2 million and 0.7 million or 0.6 million, whatever. Just divide into 2 parts, 1.2, what will be remaining? If I consider 1.8, what will be remaining? 0.6 will be remaining, right? So tell me 1.2 million, is it animal or is it plant? When we use common sense, your common sense will tell you that it should be what? Plants. Because everywhere around us, we see plants, right? And there we do mistakes. According to NCERT, in reality, what is there, I don't know. And you should not know. But in exam, if it comes, what you should do, that you should know. Out of this 1.7 to 1.8 million, 1.2 are animals. And the remaining 1.6 to 0.7, you can say, that is plant species. This is there, this will come again in 12th standard. When we will learn about ecology unit, the last 4 chapters of class 12, there also it comes. There also this topic will come ki we have how many species of animals and plants. So there also this concept will be useful, that we have always more animals than plants. Is it clear? We always have more animals than plants. Cool? Yes. So we are following which kingdom system? RH Whittaker. Consists of Monera kingdom, Protista, fungi, plantae and Animalia. Got it? Okay. So in taxonomy, what do? I hope it is clear to you now. Identification. Pura, you need to just, listen to me. Everything will be here in the head. And then read NCERT once. That's all. In identification, what you try to see? Shape, size, color, and all those things. Nomenclature. What is it actually? Why do we do it? So that a particular name should be known by the same name all over the world. If your name is, let's say, Rahul, okay, so if your name is Rahul, if I tell Rahul, every person in the entire world should get to know that I am talking about this Rahul. But will it ever happen? Rahul is there in each and every corner of India, right? Rahul name or Neha name or Gautam name or Raj or Swati or any name you take it. You name any name, you will find it everywhere, right? So that is not the purpose. Our purpose is what? Give one name. That one name, only that species should have, so that if anyone takes that name, people reach to only that species. It should not be like we are giving common name. है ना? So before, we used to give common name, vernacular name or local name. So common, vernacular, local means what? For example, dog. I am so obsessed with dog. So I always take example of dog. All right. So if you take dog, in Karnataka, we call it as Nai. है ना? In Tamil, what do we call? Tamil में क्या बोलते हैं? Tamil also we have different word for dog. In Bengali, we call it as what? Kutra, I guess. Right? In Hindi, we call it as kutta. So you can see that how many ways are there to call out a single species dog. Right? So that we do not want. We don't want common name, vernacular name, local name. Right? In Konkani, we call it as Sune. Okay. Patti in Kerala. Oh my God, so many words. All right. So that's that. That's why we came up with the solution of this nomenclature. And that solution was what? That solution was what? Binomial nomenclature. ठीक है? So your homework is to go through the rules, how to write binomial nomenclature. It is very easy, super easy. Go through this binomial nomenclature. After this, we are going to learn taxonomic hierarchy. Right? King Philip came over for great soup. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, all those things we will learn. And then taxonomical aids. So that is living world. Please solve question bank. And in every class, whatever doubts you have, while solving the question bank, in the beginning you can ask. Okay? That will help you. Cool? Only attending class, asking doubts, it's fine. But you should also ask those questions which you are not able to solve when you are solving the question bank. Is it clear? Okay then, thank you so much. See you all in the next class. All right? Bye-bye.